everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly for December 29th to January 4th for the sign of Taurus. All right, Taurus, you're up next. I'm going to pull out your 3 romance angel messages. And then we'll go ahead and pull out your animal spirits and your traditional spread. All right, guys, don't forget to check in the description for links to your other videos, right? Your 2020 outlook, 2020 love outlook. All right, so let's get right into it. Taurus, your first romance message is worth waiting for. We have stay optimistic about your love life, positive thinking, right? And we have soulmate. This is your soulmate. Right. All right. So these are 3 messages coming out for you this week. All right, my lovelies. So let's go ahead and get your animal spirits out because we won't really know what this all means for you until we pull them out. Sorry, let me adjust my camera. There we go. All right, animal spirits can be energies, right, coming into our lives. Can represent characteristics of individuals or people that we are dealing with, or stages or paths in our lives that we are about to enter into, right? So let's just see what animal spirits you may or may not be walking with this week, my lovely Taurus. Straight out we have the dragon. Wow, I love the dragon. It is actually an elemental ether or spirit, and it is associated with the 3rd chakra, which is the solar plexus. We have the black egg, another spirit or ether elemental, and this is associated with the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra. And we have the hyena, fire energy, strong, beautiful. All right, so let's get right into it. The hyena is quite funny, literally. But the dragon is associated with the 3rd solar plexus, which is where the 3rd chakra, which is the solar plexus, which is associated with the body's breath, right? And so the dragon eye really represents the eye of the soul in a way, right? Our higher self, always being watchful, always watching to see that our breath is in sync with our spiritual breath, that we are, you know, sort of breathing the same way, living the same way, going forth in our life according to the way our higher selves would want us to be, right? Would want us to live. This is very much sort of like, you know, a feeling in the back of your mind, not even so much your conscience, but just a feeling of making sure that, you know, you're being true to yourself. You're being true to your spiritual center. You're being true to who you are, because the dragon is always watching, you know. And when we aren't true to ourselves, when we don't really carry our full sort of essence in everything that we do, we feel it, right? We know it, right? Our spirit, our higher self kind of nudges us and says, hey, hang on a second, Taurus, is this really who you are, right? Now, the black egg is associated with the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra. All right, and the black egg is associated with opening that up, communication, talking, sharing. The throat chakra, it's important that the throat chakra is open and connected to the heart chakra. And so in this way, the black egg, you know, it's essential for this energy to work properly when it's connected also to the heart. When we are communicating what we truly feel, how we feel about a person or situation, you know, when we are honest about our feelings, right? And so in this way, there's, you know, really kind of communicating the honesty of ourselves, just as the dragon's eye is requiring us to be honest with ourselves, right? Now, the hyena is fire element, and the hyena is quite interesting. This is, of course, the animal spirit for wittiness and sarcasm, right? The hyena oftentimes, however, you know, is the jokester or the crowd pleaser, the sarcastic one, the funny one. But a lot of times this quality or behavior is used to really cover up deeper pains, right? Unfulfilled wishes and unfulfilled dreams that really pain the hyena. You know, a sense of inadequacy, right, that they hide behind joking about. So oftentimes somebody resonates with hyena energies. You ever notice that you're around somebody who just is very uncomfortable to be around because everything's always funny. Everything's always made to be funny. Everything's a joke, and the jokes aren't that funny, you know, but it's like this desperate need to sort of, delineate a situation or a feeling down to a quip, you know, a sarcastic statement or something like that. And it can almost feel uncomfortable to be around people who resonate with this, because you know that deep down inside, you know, the sarcasm is meant to be cutting, right? The funniness of it all is not that funny. And in fact, it's quite painful because you can see that there is pain underneath of it. So someone in your life, you may be resonating with this. You may be resonating with this a little bit yourself, Taurus. You may be just putting a brave face, a funny face on a situation that is a lot deeper for you, that feels a lot deeper, and that's a source of some pain, right? Or feeling of inadequacy or self-esteem issues, right? You may be resonating with a little bit of this. And it's time to sort of face up to if that's the case, certainly to face up to those feelings and to take them seriously, right? You know, and not to hide from them through this quality. You may indeed have a gift for humor and sarcasm and wit and all of that, but it shouldn't be used to sort of cover over any pains. If you have a pain, you should really sort of find a way to deal with it. You may be dealing with someone who's resonating with hyena energy. And of course, again, you know, having that conversation with them, talking with them, perhaps resonating with black egg energy is going to help sort of bring them to sort of talk about the deeper essence here than what is on the surface. All right, Taurus, straight out, we're going to get right into your spread. 4 of Wands. This just came out for Aries in the same position. Ace of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. So some of you, Taurus, are definitely starting out this week with a new relationship, right? The potential for a new relationship, certainly. You may have already started this relationship in the recent past. If not, it will, perhaps signs of it are coming in. In any case, 4 of Wands is 11-11, but it is also Venus and Aries energy. And so it talks about a new beginning in a relationship. Whether you've been with somebody or not, you know, it can be a new beginning with the same person, or it can be an altogether new beginning with someone new. But it's a beginning in love and beauty, and it comes from a place of stability, which is why we call this the 11-11 soulmate card or twin flame journey card, because oftentimes a new relationship that starts off with such strong stability and mutual respect and love really has all the makings for being a twin flame journey, right? You come across Ace of Pentacles energies this week, right? You come up against this energy. So there's a new opportunity coming in financially as well. And it's quite interesting. It's almost as if, Taurus, not only are you having a new beginning in love, you're having a new beginning in finance and business. And it's like two all together. It feels very, very beautiful and sort of blessed, right? It's a real feeling of blessings on all levels. However, you round the week off with 7 of Cups. And so Ace of Wands has been everywhere for you, Taurus, in your 2020 outlook, you know, in your general weekly readings as well. You know, right now, Taurus is having a very, very sort of abundant and blessed sort of financial, career, business sort of side to their life, right? The opportunities are coming in. The opportunities... the golden opportunities are coming into Taurus this year, certainly for 2020. And this weekly, of course, it's showing up. But 7 of Cups is kind of fairy tale thinking, delusional thinking, pie in the sky. It can also indicate sort of having your head up too much in the clouds, you know. You may indeed be sort of thinking that... I'm going to say you may indeed be thinking right now that, you know, this love connection that's coming in for you is like this, you know, you may be expecting it to be this real sort of fairy tale love situation, right? Because it's also coming in at a time when you are also really making huge strides financially, right? And with your career, it just feels like a real boon, right? But keep grounded, right? Remain grounded. Because Seven of Cups, oftentimes you can be swept up with just the daydream of it all, right? And not really putting the right effort in, right? The effort still needs to be made to make sure that your relationships are grounded and realistic. Seven of Cups can also indicate sometimes delusional thinking, right? So having a deluded idea about a particular love connection that may not be accurate. It could very well be that, you know, because you are resonating right now with so much financial energy, you know, and blessings, that people are coming towards you that are making you feel as though they're the one, but they may just be attracted to you now, of course, because your financial stability and status is sort of taking a boost, right? So it could very well be, sorry about that noise, I had to wait till the car went by. So it could very well be that this sort of Ace of Pentacles, this sort of golden opportunity that right now you're dealing with, is really drawing particular suitors to you, right? And so again, you're going to have to be careful with the Seven of Cups, because it could also be that somebody is selling you a kind of pipe dream relationship or fairy tale relationship because they're wanting to get next to your prosperity, right? Because this Ace of Pentacles showing up in this ultimately love connection is quite interesting. And I just wonder that you need to be a little careful. Protect yourself, because you know, what you think is a beautiful kind of, you know, destined, fated soulmate connection could very well be just someone also who is kind of selling you this kind of dream, really, because now all of a sudden they see you sort of doing well, prospering, and of course they want to get next to that. So be very careful. Two of Cups. I would say black egg energy. Open up your communication. Three of Pentacles and an Ace of Wands. Again, some of you are having a union with someone, a love connection this week. And it's a very balanced one, right? It's certainly a feeling of worth, you know, this is a soulmate connection. This was something worth waiting for. It's finally kind of, you know, Two of Cups talks about finally coming together sort of with someone that is like your equal, right? Someone that you really is on your level. You know, it's the type of person that you have been calling in, that you actually fit with, right? And where the communication and relationship is very, very well balanced. There's a sense of common focus, right? And common intention here. So it's a really nice union, right? The beginning of a union with someone. Three of Pentacles, again, talks about work, Taurus. So this week you will be working quite heavily on your job or your career. And it could very well be that this union has come out of this work, right? As a result of this, someone, you know, you've met someone, and so you've had this really nice connection with them. Because you round the week off with an Ace of Wands. It's interesting because Ace of Wands is the beginning in an area of your life that you feel extremely passionate about. And so again, I say this could very well be a union. You met with someone through your work, because it's almost like, you know, you both, you know, it's like proof that you both love the work that you're doing, because that's where you've perhaps met them, right? And you both get along great. And so it's really kind of the combination has all the makings for a really new, passionate adventure with that Ace of Wands. It could also indicate somebody who is very, very sort of physically attractive to you, right? Because the Ace of Wands is the great phallic symbol in the deck, and can really indicate like a huge amount of physical attraction, lust, you know, sensuality. And that's fine too. But in any case, it does feel like the beginning of a whole new adventure that not only will include sort of this love connection, but also perhaps working together, right? Whether it's working in your field or their field, or a field that you both share together, or a business that you share together, it feels very strongly like the connection is all the way around. Magician energy, Four of Swords, and Judgment. All right, so the Magician talks about really sort of understanding your talents, right? The Magician knows what he's good at. A lot of times people talk, they see Magician and they just say, oh, you're manifesting, you're manifesting. The Magician manifests because he knows his skill. And really the Magician is more about talking about an understanding of your talent. Dragon energy is at play here. Very much knowing what you're good at and what you want to do with these talents and how to best employ these talents, you know. And this is why when this is why they say when you do something you love, it isn't even like work. When you do something you love that also you have an affinity for, that you have a God-given sort of talent for, you make it look easy. You make it look like, it's magic, And a lot of times, Taurus, you can make certain endeavors look easy that are not easy at all, but you make them look like it's happens by magic simply because of your skill and your abilities. And so this week you are feeling very much like the magician, very much in control, just applying all your knowledge and wisdom to a particular task and really sort of excelling at it. You come across the Four of Swords, which is all about sort of strategy, right? Remaining strategic and thinking the next step ahead. While you are indeed on top of your game right now with the Magician energy, you're also being very, very careful because you understand the nature, the ebb and flow of success and feeling your own success. And so you're wanting to be some of you are certainly coming up against this energy this week with Four of Swords, where you're wanting to be very careful and methodical and thoughtful about your next steps, right? In a particular area in your life. This could be in love, and this could also be in your business or career area. And you round off the week with Judgment, which is really a lessening of hypercriticism and judgmentality, It's like as a result of some of the sort of events that you come across this week, perhaps, or some of the events in your life this week, you start to loosen on a particular area. You start to loosen your judgment. It could be that there was a scenario before with either a friend or with a work colleague or even with a lover that you weren't really happy the way it turned out. You looking back on it, you realize that perhaps you could have handled it differently. Perhaps you could have been less severe or more severe. Whatever the case is, Judgment really does talk about increasing your empathy and compassion for a particular scenario, beginning to see that scenario from all sides and not just your side, right? And so also in this way, Judgment can indicate a feeling of reconciliation, right? And so there may be an area in your life where there is someone that you need to reconcile with, or someone that you're at least keeping the door open for reconciliation, depending on how they respond to you. And I think a lot of this also has to do with how you have been carrying yourself recently with this Four of Swords, right? Four of Swords is not only about strategy, but it's also about being grateful for what you have, and wanting to protect that. Four is the number for stability. And so it's also kind of with Four of Swords, we also see stability having been established and your desire to maintain that stability, which is why you're being so careful about the next steps that you take. But in any case, you do feel in particular areas, some of you are feeling in a particular area this week as if the door is certainly open for reconciliation. But I would say it has a lot to do with the other person as well, because black egg energy is at play, and there may be a blockage in communication from your side or their side. Eight of Cups, Five of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. This is going to be the last spread. Eight of Cups talks about, making that decision to leave shallow, empty relationships behind. You've had enough pouring your energy into cups that don't give you anything back. The Eight of Cups is all about sort of boundaries as well, because 8 is the number for boundaries and strength, right? Major Arcana 8 is the strength card, also associated with Leo, but boundaries and strength go hand in hand. To maintain your strength, to maintain your center, you have to put boundaries in place. You have to understand that it's needed to enforce them. You can't allow just anyone to siphon off your energy. You can't just sort of be a constant sort of fountain of energy and emotional stability for other people, because what happens is you drain your own sort of strength, right? And you find yourself in situations acting in ways that you wouldn't normally if you had sort of enforced those boundaries and kept your focus and intention on the way that you want to carry yourself. And so you make this decision. Eight of Cups is a very sort of intentional step that we can make, right? Because you see the figure there. He doesn't need anything else but his walking stick. And he has a coat of red wisdom, that's all he really needs. And he's turned his back on empty cups, all of them. You know, not just the one, it's all of them. It's a real, and this is why I mean Eight of Cups is a very hard, intentional card, because it's not a, you know, wishy-washy. It's a firm decision that you will no longer continue to pour your energy into people who don't deserve it. You come across this Five of Wands this week, which is a real power struggle. And I'm going to say this could indeed be, you know, with this new sort of leaf, I want to say that you've turned over, this new sort of promise that you've made to yourself to step up your emotional relationships to a higher level of engagement. At the same time, you're having to deal with this power struggle here in some area of your life, whether it be with, you know, a previous lover, an ex that you've now said goodbye to, right? It can also be at work or in family life, but somewhere there's this Five of Wands. Could be very well also that some people don't want you to turn your back on these relationships, and they're giving you a lot of I want to say they're giving you a lot of flack about it. You know, they're giving you a lot of sort of angst and agita about it, right? They're wanting to argue with you about it. This could very well be someone like a family member or a friend or someone who doesn't understand those changes that have come over you, Taurus. They just see you kind of turning your back on what seems to be a normal relationship or a relationship that you should want. And so you're just embroiled in all of this sort of like back and forth with someone about your decision. You round the week off with a Queen of Cups in the sense that you are your feelings. You know how you feel, and you just won't be denied that. You're not going to stand back and sort of let somebody coerce you back into a situation you don't want to be in. You know, as above, so below is the Queen of Cups. She wears her heart on her sleeve, and she has to follow her feelings. She simply can't do anything else but express her feelings openly and without fear. What she truly desires, though, is someone who's worthy of her cup of love, someone who's worthy of exchanging emotions and feelings with her, who's able to express that also with her and reciprocate that. And so by the end of the week, I want to say for some of you, Taurus, you absolutely almost double down on this decision, because you see how some people have reacted, and you see how dysfunctional this reaction is to you making a decision that's for your betterment. And I think that it makes your resolve here with the Queen of Cups even stronger to be true to your heart, true to what you desire in your life, true to the type of relationship you want in your life. Because this is almost as reaffirmed to you that it was only ever going to be more toxicity if you stayed here, you know. All right, guys, this is your reading, December 29th to January 4th for Taurus, the weekly. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share. Cross watchers, don't forget to check out the other videos. Your videos, Taurus, are linked below. Your 2020 love reading, your 2020 outlook, your December love reading. The January love readings, of course, for the month will be out before January 1st. I'll be working on them over the next few days. And if you want to get a private reading, follow those links at the top of your screen. But for right now, Taurus, thank you so much for checking out my channel, checking out this video. And I hope you have a wonderful last week of 2019 and beginning week of 2020. Bye-bye now.